Hey everybody, it's Jon Kovach Jr. I wanted to jump on here at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time and to give a live hour. Last week we had talked about doing a live hour this week so that you could jump in and talk about your work, what you're going through, and maybe we can help you find some solutions. I use the term mastermind, or literally just a brainstorm, so that we can figure out some really cool ways to help you overcome the cool downturns that we're experiencing at this moment. Okay, so this is what the live hour is. I'm actually jumping on right now to my Facebook to make sure that this is live streaming and so that you're on air with moi. Looks like we've got some things going here, which is awesome. But this is an opportunity for you to jump right on in. I'm going to move to the chat comments. When you're on or when you jump on, just let me know. We'll start talking. But this hour is for you. This hour is to talk about you and what you're going through, what's going on in your world. And I'm super excited. Hopefully you can hear me well. And we're just jumping into this. This is supposed to be really, really fun, really exciting, and to give you solutions and opportunities to grow. One of the things I will share with you right now is that in this world right now, the most important things that you have as we kind of look at what we have, right, and where we're at is your friendships and your relationships. The resources that you have come through the people who you know. And when you go through your network and you go through your Rolodex, or you go through who you know, like you go through your contacts on your phone and you say, well, who do I know? And it's amazing because you don't realize all the things you have access to, all the people who you have in your life, until you realize how much your friends have or what you have through your friends. It's the coolest thing. And I want people to know that the most important part or piece to relationship building, or the incredible connecting that you can do through networking, is that as you build relationships with people, as you develop friendships with more people, I want you to know that if you can develop particular types of relationships with individuals, then you will begin to have a lot of success in your life. And the reason is because when you build the types of relationships who are relentless about your success, who care about what you do and how you do it, and they want to give you the advice and feedback that you desperately need to grow your life and your business and your lifestyle and so forth, those are the kinds of relationships that turn into prosperous, profitable outcomes. And most people think, man, do I need to do that? Like, is that a long-term thing? Like, how often can I do that? Oh, what does that require? And I'll tell you this, it only takes a few steps. It really only takes just a few steps to get this kind of stuff going in your life. And when you do take those steps, and when you do the things that we teach or the things that we show you, all of a sudden your friends are your most valuable assets. And those friends are the kinds of people who wake up at 2 a.m. and come help you in the middle of the night. Or these are the people who don't blink an eye when you need help. Or these are the kinds of people who buy your products and support you, and they're the first ones to post and comment and share and to give it to their friends, and they're just incredible advocates for you. Sometimes these people are your clients. Sometimes these people are your supporters. Sometimes these people are your advocates. And sometimes these people are your introductions. But I tell you this, that your connections, your relationships will continuously surprise you. And I know that most people are like, okay, well, now I need to have millionaire connections. And it's not about that. Okay. It's not always about having the millionaire connections. It's not always about having those high-end connections, because sometimes it's the low-end connections, or my poor friends, right? But you are generally the average of the 5 people who you speak to and hang out with most. And I'll tell you that's becoming more true and more true in my life. But you don't think of it as, I need to make richer friends. You need to think of it as people who are more resourceful, people who are relentless, who are excited about you and excited about your future. So I just wanted to share that message as we dive in here. And I'm just going to pull this up on 2 different devices and screens because I want to get into some questions and talk to anybody who wants to jump on. Okay, it looks like It looks like it might be streaming from another page here, so hold on tight. Luckily, I don't see anyone on the show, but maybe we could talk about some books. I love talking about books. There's some great books out there. All right, just jumping in. Let's see here. All right, things going on here. Hey, there it is. There it is. Okay, I'm going to pull this up on my full screen here. Hold on tight. Luckily, I don't see anyone on the show. You hear me? That's funny. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to go to the comment section. Okay. Awesome. And then I'm going to share this across my devices. Share. Nope. I'm going to share this. And if anyone jumps on, say hello in the comment section. Let's go share. There we go. Share now public. Going well. Good. Just a few more moments. I'm just sharing in several of our pages here. And we're good. Okay. All right. We got some few people on. Hey, if you want to chat, if you want to discuss some things, just throw your name in the chat box and I can bring you up on the screen. Actually, how cool is that? But this is a really, really fun and exciting time. So if you're watching this and you'd like to come onto the screen or even just chat with me, shout out, put your names down below. I can even bring your cool comments onto the screen. So there's some cool things that we can do with this. It's pretty exciting. Really exciting. I'm really excited to test it out. This afternoon, by the way, I know some of you were like, oh, where's Jeff Griffin? Jeff will be joining with us at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. And as Jeff will be joining us, there will be some cool opportunities for all of you guys to Q&A and chat with Jeff. But Jeff has some really cool tools he wants to share with you. Yes, I know. Yesterday I said that Jeff was going to come on and he was going to talk at 10 a.m. and he was going to talk about the tools people can use to prepare for the next setback and then how to get back up from the today. And unfortunately, we kind of had a quick scheduling conflict. So 1:30 p.m. will be with Jeff Griffin. But hey, as you're jumping on here, I want you to comment, chat, say hello. I wonder if it's delayed, but I'm just trying to see who all's on here. So if you're watching this, hey everybody, if you're watching this, just post a hello, what's up, hey, in the comment section, and I'll know you're watching, and I can bring people on, and I can also. I can chat with you. This is a live hour. I'd love to chat with you and answer your questions and talk about some of the things you're going through. For example, a few of my friends lost their jobs this last week. All of the resorts. Hey, Brittany, Vincent. Brittany, so good. Hey, Brittany, appreciate that. I'm going to click on your, look at that. Hey, Brittany, you're on the screen. Check that out. That's awesome. See, you can have your face and your name on this live broadcast. Isn't that cool? Brittany, if you have any questions, post it below and I'll bring you up onto the screen and we can chat live. This is kind of cool. If you're comfortable with that. If you're not, if you're at work, I get it. But as I was telling the story that my friends last week work up at the resorts here. I live in Heber City, Utah, which is one of the outskirt resort town of, ooh, I love that. Awesome. The outskirt resorts town of Park City, and we're just about 40 minutes outside of Salt Lake City. My back porch looks up at the Deer Valley Ski Resort, so that's kind of where we're at. But a lot of my friends work at the ski resorts, and my neighbors lost their job because everything shut down, and they shut down early and they weren't able to anticipate that. And now they're struggling. Now they're thinking, oh man, what's going on? What do I need to do? And I showed up at their doorstep and I did the most unlikely thing that they were expecting. And I applauded them. I said, this is awesome. This is so cool. You get to literally do whatever the heck you want now. And you get to thrive. And they were like, well, I don't know if you understand, John, but we lost our jobs. And I said, you know what? You didn't lose your job. You gained an opportunity. You were just handed an opportunity to do whatever you want. And as we were talking about this even in more in depth, I started asking them questions like, what on earth do you want to do? Like, what do you have? What's the most important thing right now to you? And what could you do right now? And a lot of them have skill sets they haven't even tapped into. A lot of them have talents that they haven't even shared with the world. A lot of them aren't even utilizing their best skills and their talents and their strengths. And it was surprising to me because it was like, you guys, if I were to get fired or if I were to get let go, I'll be mad. I might be sad. I might be, go through the 7 stages of grief or whatever. But really what's important to me is that I get to, hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hey, John.
When you go through that, you get to focus on the most important things in your life, which is how am I going to respond? How am I going to overcome? How am I going to do some really cool stuff from this opportunity? Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yes, it is weird and hard to work from home. Yes, it might be awful for some of you because you're extroverts like me and you need to get out of the office. You need to get out of the space. You need to be moving around. You need to be lifting heavy things, whatever it might be. But I promise you, you can do that. You can do just that. So it was really cool to kind of talk to them and talk them through what they might be doing. Now they're looking into some online jobs. Now they're looking into some delivery things, but not because it's to pay the bills. They're looking at it because it actually might be something that they can be really good at. It might be something that they actually really enjoy. And that's kind of been exciting. It's been exciting to watch. And that's just one example of the many. I know many of my friends who are losing their jobs. I know a lot of people in the healthcare space are being totally run down and overworked because of what's going on. But anywho, if anyone has any questions, please post in the comment section. I'm going to see if I can bring Brittany on the screen. Let me try this. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to try, and I don't know how to do this, but I want to because it's going to be so cool. Okay, I'm going to go to private chat. Let me see if I can. So we're showing Brittany here. Maybe she jumped off, maybe not. But hey, if you're watching this, just post hello, say hello in the comment section. I can bring your face up here and we can chat a little bit more. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to invite, copy this, copy clipboard. Oh, I've never done this before. This is super cool. Okay, I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to say, oh, Brittany, if you're still on, I'm going to send you a private message. Watch this. What's up, Willie? Hey, I'll bring you on in just a second, Willie, okay? Private message to, I'm going to try this. Brittany. Vincent. How do I do this? So cool, you guys. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know who I sent it to. Private chat. I don't know who that was for. I think it was for hey, if you got that, Brittany, if you got that private message, click on it. I'd love to bring you on the screen. Let me know when you're on, when you're ready. Willie, I'm going to try it with you too, man. Let's do this. Willie, what's up, John? What's the nicest thing you can say this morning? Go. Boom. Pop it up on the screen while I try to message you here. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how. So let's do this. This is why you need a crew. Band guests. No, I don't want to do that. This is fantastic. So anywho, great stories. I've been just watching a lot of really cool people. Haven't gotten in it. How are you adding? Here, let me just do this. Brittany, watch this. I'm going to post in the comment section this invitation. I just posted it in the chat section. It's like the next comment. If you click that should allow you to come on the screen. Willie, you as well. This will be really exciting. I'm going to get my volume up so that I can start chatting with some people. This is really, really exciting. This is Mastermind Live Hour. Dude, you're looking sharp in the blue, my friend. Hey, thanks, my friend. You are awesome. I'm super excited about that. What a cool feature. So as this happens, as works, I'm looking for how to bring people up on the screen. And if you just click on the link I sent in the chat section there, yep, the StreamYard.com, that guy, I believe that will actually, oh, look at this. This is awesome. Brittany's on. I'm going to add Brittany. Hey, Brittany, how's it going?
Hey. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Obviously, I'm awesome. Working from home, no makeup, no nothing, but.
Hey, absolutely no judgment, but I love that you've got your green screen on. You must be doing Zoom calls all day.
I do, yeah.
That's fantastic. What do you do for a living?
So I built my business to work from home, so it's kind of perfect right now. I don't have to worry about anything. I do everything online anyway, so it's really awesome.
Where are you at? Where are you based?
So I'm in Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston?
Yeah.
Okay, did we meet at the Habitude Warrior Conference?
I was there. I don't know that we actually met, though. I was at the crazy table.
Oh, you are the crazy table.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. No. For those of you watching this and listening at home, this was not just a crazy table. This was the table that brought the house, brought the energy. I was lucky enough to be a co-MC for the event with Eric Swanson, and he was so kind enough to bring me on stage and to help facilitate that event. And we met some really cool people, but the coolest cats in the house was Brittany and company as they sat at the crazy front cool table where they were getting all the value, all the free stuff, participating in all the dance contests and doing really, really incredible things. So that's awesome. You're obviously quarantined and you're obviously keeping safe. What's it like down there right now? I mean, do you ever venture out of the house to just see what the world's like?
Yeah, a little bit, not a whole lot, but some of our grocery stores are limiting the amount of people that they allow in the store. But then there's other grocery stores that don't care. The shelves are empty most of the time when you go in for, so it's a crazy time and everybody's trying to figure it all out. And we just, our county and our Houston's mayor, which I'm not in the city, but I'm in the county.
Right.
They just basically put us all on house arrest. So other than essential services, everybody's supposed to stay home unless you're going grocery shopping. So
wow,
very, very crazy times for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, how's everything going in your world? Business thriving, or are you kind of trying to adjust?
At this point in time, I'm actually thriving. I'm probably having one of my best months I've had, which is awesome. But it's also because I do a lot of networking. Okay. So what I'm seeing, though, is that in the next few months, it'll probably slow down because I haven't been able to network these months.
Okay.
So,
interesting. That's really cool. For those of you, and Brittany, we barely know each other, but you've probably been slightly introduced to what I do and whatnot. But I teach a lot of people about the value of networking and connection and how to effectively network and turn your relationships into profitable strategic relationships, like JV partnerships or things that evolve into things that actually get us paid, that actually turn into profitable, prosperous lifestyles and outcomes. And so that's really cool to hear. How are you adjusting with having to not meet in person and network? I'm sure you go to a lot of networking events and you've had to adjust. What's that been like?
So it's been interesting. There are a lot of groups that have decided just not to meet, but there's a few that are using Zoom and different things that we're going to start doing our meetings that way. A lot of us have groups on Facebook and stuff, so we'll chat or do lives in there just to kind of keep everybody connected. So it's been interesting as everybody, looks at these, like, what are the challenges and how are we going to face those? And one of my biggest groups we're going to do a Zoom actually this Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I think we're all adjusting as best as we can with this.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're all adjusting as best we can. And I think there's just so much that we don't realize that we can do. We were all with Okay, so I'm going to tell a quick story here, and then
Yeah.
I want to give you an opportunity. I want to give you a platform to just share with people what you're learning and how you're adjusting, because this is awesome.
Okay.
When the two towers in New York City fell, okay, obviously devastating, incredibly impactful time of our lives in America. And when the two towers fell, the city committee got together and they talked about building a memorial in replacement for the towers, because have two structures as tall as those falling, a lot of damage, a lot of structural issues in the city. The ground has been uprooted and destroyed, so you really can't build another skyscraper on top of that site. And so they're talking about, how do we use this space? This is like some of the most expensive real estate in the world. And they got together, and there were so many limitations, so many things keeping them from building a high-rising structure, or from building something that might like stand out larger than the Statue of Liberty. And when the committee got together and they talked about all these restrictions, a lot of people judged that because of all the restrictions, they may not be able to create the most incredible looking memorial. They were afraid that they couldn't turn this downturn, this horrible time, into one of the most beautiful things to remind Americans about what we did and what we overcame. And when they came up with the current structure, and I'll kind of wrap this story up, is when they came up with the current ideas for the memorial, it was an inverted memorial down into the fountains of the ground. If you've ever been there, or if you've ever seen it, it's absolutely incredible. But what I love about this is, with restrictions, with all these things that are keeping us in this box, keeping us constrained, comes actual birth and beauty of creativity. And so when we are forced to stay home, when we're forced to switch to online, when we're forced to do things that we're not comfortable doing because I feel like I've lost my freedom, the truth is that we actually have an incredible platform for creativity. When borders and lines are created and we cannot cross them, now creativity begins. Like most people say, well, there's a wall in front of me. Do I go over? Do I go around? Do I go under? Do I go through it? And most people forget all of the other creative factors that they can come up with to pass through the wall. And so I wanted to share that, because that's something that reminded me when you said that. But I wanted to just kind of give you, Brittany, and thanks again for jumping on here. I know you're busy and you've got work to do and stuff, but I do appreciate you jumping on. What's something you'd like to tell the world and give them kind of some advice about how to adjust and how to move into this online world? I'm going to give you the stage. Ready? Go.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, I think that in this time, really the biggest thing we have to do is we have to embrace technology. We have so many platforms out there that, a lot of them are free. A lot of them are allowing you, some companies are discounting their services just to allow everybody to work from home and work in that space. So you just have to adjust and be willing to adjust to it. I know as far as in my industry, there's a lot of agents that were ready for this, and there's a lot of agents that were not, and they're having to adjust on the fly. And as long as you're there for your clients and for your people, and just show them that you're available for them in their time of need, and that's regardless of whether it's kind of a time to reduce looking at selling to people and just being there for your community and using the technology that's out there. Facebook's great, Zoom, and there's just a ton of different platforms out there that you can use to connect to people and just help them during this time. And if you're there for them now, they will be there for you in the future. And it's just really about embracing our technology today.
Brittany, that was absolutely awesome. That was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing all that. That is awesome. That is so cool, because that's what the world needs right now. People are so uncertain. People are scared. People are living in fear. But what you shared is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for commenting and joining. I appreciate you, and I hope that we can build a valuable relationship and friendship.
Awesome.
In 30 seconds or less, tell people what you do for work and why it's helping the world.
Okay. So what I do is I'm an insurance agent. I insure your home, your auto, and your businesses. And the way I help my community is I lead with honesty. all my clients know I'm going to give them the best and explain to them why, why they need what they need and give them just an honest opinion.
That's so great. That was an awesome elevator pitch, by the way. I wish you would have done that down in Houston when we were at the Habitude Warrior Conference. Got up on stage and tell people that. You didn't do it, did you?
No, I didn't.
you were at the crazy table, but you still didn't. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you.
My reasoning is I have kids that I couldn't leave early to get there early enough to do that. So
gotcha. Oh man. Well, Brittany, thank you so much for sharing that. The world needed to hear that. And I'm grateful for you, and I hope our friendship continues to grow. Also, good luck with you and your insurance business. That's amazing. Based in Houston, but I'm sure you work all over the country. So what an incredible opportunity.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Okay, guys, wasn't that cool? Brittany, I freaking love you. That's awesome. That was really cool. I posted the link in the comment section if anyone jumps in and sees it. And then if you wanted to click on the link, you can actually come up and I'll bring you up on the screen as well. But I'd love to chat. I actually loved this comment by Willie Blake. Willie, I'd love to bring you on for a second if you have a minute. I don't know if you're still on, dude, but you said you were looking sharp in the blue. Hey, he's here. He is here. Check this out. Hey, make sure your microphone is on and you're ready to go. Early morning here. You ready for this? Oh, Willie Blake in the house. What's up, Willie?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just testing out this live streaming product and really just trying to spread some love and some light into the world. This is called a Mastermind Live Hour. I tried to take the word mastermind out because you and I know where that word has been going throughout the world. But
yes.
Dude, great. You guys, for those of you who don't know who Willie Blake is a up and coming rising public speaker, soon to be the next Tony Robbins. This guy is going to be speaking on stages all over the world, all over the country, and sharing light. He's sharing messages of joy. He's got a great story, an incredible thing that he's doing with his life. And as he's wrapping up school and wrapping up life, and a baby, like literally days on the way.
Yeah, like a week or like at most 2 weeks. But she's coming. She's coming. I love it.
That's amazing, man. Hey, I wanted to use this hour to kind of help people understand just what good is going on in the world. I know a lot of my friends have lost their jobs. I know a lot of people are looking for solutions. I know that a lot of people are just looking for some light and some motivation and inspiration. I shared the story at the beginning of the call that my neighbors lost their jobs due to the resorts shutting down. And I applauded them. I said, I'm jealous. Like, this is a great opportunity to reset, restart, and build. And what an exciting time. And they were confused. They were absolutely confused. Like, how could you say that? Like, I'm mourning. I'm in trouble. And I said, no, you've got a platform for success. You are on top of things. So I wanted to just kind of briefly chat with you and brainstorm just some ideas of what people could be doing or could better be thinking about at this time when everyone has uncertainty and fear and a bunch of other things. But I just wanted to ask you what your thoughts and opinions were as people kind of are losing life, losing jobs, and losing a lot of stuff, what they should be thinking about, what should they be turning to? So I'm going to turn it over to you, my bro.
Right on. Basically, like, it's just such a great time. I know for me, I'm coming at the last semester of school and I'm having a kid on the way. And because of the coronavirus, like, they're moving everything to online. For me, that's a real tender mercy, and I'm super grateful for it because now I can be at home with my wife and still be able to do homework without having to be at school and worrying about going to hospital. So that's like what I'm grateful for. But for everyone else, and I guess also for me, like, I would say the two major things that we need to focus on is, one, social media, because everyone's on it now. Like, in the free time when we're at home, if you're not like grinding and hustling, you're either on social media or Hulu, Netflix, or Disney Plus, right? And so, like, why not start pushing your brand out on social media? Why not just start creating content about what you love to do? And, like, who's it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anyone. if you lose some friends because of it, then they weren't truly your friends, right? You put it out. And I love Gary Vaynerchuk. He's like, you got to put out 100 pieces of content a day. And everyone's just like mind blown by that. Why the heck, or how the heck can you post 100 pieces of content? Won't that just overload everyone? The thing is, though, that the algorithm that Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, TikTok have is for the consumer. And so the consumer might only see like 1 or 2 out of the 15 posts that you post. However, the people who like see all 15 posts are the one who's like deep into what you're sharing anyways. And so they're wanting to see the 15 posts. They get super pumped because they get to see all of them. And so it's just such a great time to just go out and be on social media. The second thing, though, to also focus on is creating programs so that once these 2 weeks, maybe 3 a month, after this is all done, like you have something tangible with all the quarantine that you have and all the self-care and minds that you have just to think and receive insights and whatnot on, that you have it in a program to help other people out. And so right now I'm working with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I think I said that right. On their KBB course that they're doing, the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. And basically I'm just getting like what I have inside of me out onto paper, out into notes and into a program, so that once all of this is all said and done, I can just boom, right outside the gate and just go for it. And so like those are the two things, like create something tangible and then focus on social media to promote it, to promote yourself, and just not waste this time, because it's not time to waste. It's like a gift from God that he's given you to actually get your life back into order, back into like what you want to do, and then like accelerating it.
Let me ask you this, really, because I often get consumed. Okay. And this is kind of me taking an example for myself and for others out there, but I get overly consumed and overwhelmed with social media the more I go on it. And I made the transition about a year ago in my life to stop being a consumer and to start being a creator, a contributor, right? And focusing on the strategy of actually driving good in the world rather than just flipping through the channels and letting people influence my thoughts, my feelings, my breathing, everything that was going on in my life by just being a consumer. But I wanted to kind of share that comment as a kind of piggyback of what you said. Now is a time to become a contributor. Now is a time to become, somebody who is a creator. And the more that you create, the more that you contribute, the more that you will actually find that your brand grows, your personality grows, your image grows, but your business grows. And the lady on the call earlier, Brittany, she talked about how sell less at this time and encourage more, because that is what people remember. That's what people care about. That's what people want to know, that you're there for them. And I thought that was brilliant. So I wanted to kind of turn it back over to you for somebody who like might get overwhelmed with all the media and all the things. And I may not see everybody's posts or everybody's comments or whatever, but I just get overwhelmed. What's kind of your thoughts and advice for people right now who are moving to online and are just trying to adjust to maybe the overwhelming flow, like drinking from a fire hose type flow of content?
Yeah, I got to tell this story because it literally happened to me last night. I was laying in bed and I went onto Facebook, and for this year, 2020, this is like my experimental year. So like if a thought comes into my mind, I'm just going to try it, whatever it may be. So I'm like, you want to know what? I'm not a person who like consumes that much content. Like maybe I'll go on Instagram, listen to Jay Shetty or Gary Vee, maybe some Grant Cardone here and there. But I went onto Facebook and I was like, okay, for 10 minutes, I'm just going to scroll through my feed and just look at what other people are posting.
Okay.
And so I was scrolling and I saw friends from high school that I haven't seen in a while. I've seen families that I met when I was serving a religious mission up in Idaho. And it was just really cool to see all like what they were doing. The funny thing, however, after we got to the bottom. After that 10 minutes, I got off Facebook and I just felt like heavy, mentally heavy, like this overwhelm of, and I can't even still figure out what it was. It was just, I just felt burdened by what other people were sharing. And it wasn't that my life wasn't good and that others people's aren't like the paradise that they show on social media. It was just, I still don't even know. I had to even turn to my wife and I'm like, Kayla, I just went through this exercise where I scrolled through Facebook for 10 minutes and now I'm off and I just feel like heavy. I feel a little anxious and just like I felt down about myself. So I had to go and grab one of Dean's book, The Underdog Advantage, that I'm reading, and just read it because I just felt like this negativity was all coming into my mind and everyone battling each other about, oh, if the coronavirus is good or not. Oh, is Trump 2020 kind of thing. And it was just kind of crazy. So going back to the question at hand, like how do you overcome like the craziness of social media and overbearing? Am I hitting that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It all comes down to like you can control your content that you are able to see. On Instagram specifically, Instagram is like my platform that I consume. When I'm on there, there is nothing that I see that's negative. Like nothing at all, because the only thing I see is from mentors and influencers that I follow. If something comes up that's like negative, then I postpone their feed for like 10 to 30 days. And then if they do it again, then it's kind of like, we'll still be friends, but I'm not going to look at your content ever again. And so like how to control the overbearing of it, it's our choice. Facebook, Instagram, and all the other social medias have created an awesome algorithm to where you get to control what you're looking at. If you're liking things about politics, then politics are going to show up most on your feed. If you're liking things about finances or how to invest, that's what's going to show up on your feed. If you just like negative stuff in one specific area, that negative stuff in one specific area is going to be thrown at you like none other. And then the best of all, if you love motivation, if you love hearing perspective and truth, and you like those things and you're commenting on them, then those are what's going to show up most in your feed. And so the way to, like, in my opinion, and just in my experience, the way to overcome all of that is just control and be conscious of what you're actually liking and commenting on. Because those are the things that are, one, a reflection of you, but two, what's going to show up basically most of the time when you're on social media.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree with that. And I would also say, to add to that, is in this idea of strategy versus just consumerism, right? I think a lot of people will get overwhelmed. And here's the thing, guys, if this is the way algorithms work, this is why social media exists, because there's a back end to everything you do. Just because you like what somebody said doesn't mean you're just liking what they said, but you're liking anything that's connected to that person's interest. You're liking their world. So what you're actually saying to the algorithm is, not only do I like what they say, but I like their content. So whatever they're posting, whatever they're creating, it's going to show up on my feed, because the algorithm was designed to give you what you want. And so just think about that. It's not about the likes. It's not about the comments, it's about the shares. It's just about what you're consuming. So if you don't want to be flooded with bad news, then don't click on that stuff. If you don't want to know what's going on in politics through social media and would rather go to reliable sources, which I highly encourage you to do, if that's the case, don't click on that stuff. Click on only things that give you light and inspiration. But if you're clicking on those, it's because you're attracted to the disaster that's going to cause you to be overwhelmed with. You're attracted to those things. And like Willie was saying, like Instagram for me is again, a consumer platform for me. I love to scroll through and I love to see what other people are doing. I observe on TikTok. I observe on on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm just kind of watching what people are doing and saying. I kind of sit in the background and don't do much. I might like a few posts or whatever, but it's just very, very interesting. So I love that you brought that up because it's really important. Just don't click on it. Like, this is the power that you have. The little finger. We are telling our brain, setting all these lights and sparks of energy through our bodies, to our arms, to our hands, to our fingers, where we have these thumbs that we can control and these fingers. And oh my gosh, it's wild. So I love that you said that. I think that's a super, super cool place for people to recognize that, you do have control over these times. And to me, that's a huge message, Willie. So I appreciate you saying that, because I too, I will admit, the first to everybody, I had a full-on panic attack last week because I just felt like the world was dying. And then I realized, Jon, you've been consuming everything. Go out there and be a creator. And I loved it. And by the way, just total plug. But if you guys have ever heard of this company, this is called Gunner. Gunner is a glasses company. I highly encourage everyone, since we're moving to online, to move into what Willie's wearing today, which is
that's what these were.
Blue light glasses. These make my eyes really relax. I mean, look, you can kind of see the screen and the light behind me from the reflection, but not to get too goofy or mess around. But check this out. This is helping me in my day and my brain and everything kind of relax. So I highly encourage everybody gets themselves a pair of blue light glasses. I prefer Gunner, but it's just the only pair and the first pair I ever bought, and they're pretty sufficient. So I wanted to throw that out there. But really, yes. I wanted to give you just a minute. I don't know if anyone else is jumping on. I know that the Cobb family are listening in, and there's a few other people listening in. By the way, if you're listening into this, if you post a comment, I have the power to bring you up on the screen like that. Okay. And because I have that power, we had someone named Brittany Vincent who was on earlier, and she chatted a really cool thing. And then I have Willie Blake, of course. He said, "Hey, what's up, Jon?" And then he said, "Oh man, you're looking good and sharp in that blue."
You are, man. You are so good.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Thank you. And so if you are wanting to come on here and chat, this is a live hour. We can answer your questions. We can give you resources and solutions. We can tell you about the good things going on in the world, because there are so many great things going on. But Willie, I wanted to give you a platform for success for a minute here, give you the stage, give you a minute of your time. Please share with people what you have going on in your brain, in your head right now. What's the message you want the world to know? And what do they need to know? What is something that you can help them with today? Don't feel pressured to give something amazing. Just give what your heart says today. I think that's super important. And I also want you to just share a little bit about what you're working towards and why it's so exciting and so special. Okay, you ready? Get set.
Sounds good.
Dude, it's all yours. Ready?
Awesome. I love what Jon, for straight from the heart. I'll start with what I do. I'm a superpower speaker. I help bring truth and perspective into helping people make their challenges, whether it be a mental disorder, an obstacle in your life, something that's temporary or permanent, and make it into a superpower. I also help people be grateful for the darkness, but as well to thrive in the light. If I could just I'm not going to be super elaborate on this, but just focus on the light. I help people find their one word why, which is a why so specific that you can do it in one word. My one word is light. I want to bring light to other people. I want to be the person to where I'm just they're in a dark room, they're in the corner, they're just I have no other hope in life. But then be the one to open the door, and they look up, and I'm just hey, the door's this way. Let's go. Be their friend, walk them through what they need to, and then kind of kick them in the butt to get going in life. It's all about just being good. We're living in a time, especially this last week where we were all quarantined for the most part, to just everyone is just so focused on consuming about the coronavirus, and then we're talking about politics as we're getting to the elections. You control what you want. You control what is coming into your mind. I was watching a video from Dean, and he's you want to know what? You got to stand guard on your mind. You got to be on guard of what's coming in and what's going out. because what's coming in, whether it be touch, whether it be like something you taste, anything that you hear, anything that you see, it's going into your mind. And fear and stress and anxiety and panic and regret, all those things are from things that are coming in and overwhelming our mind, saying this false thing is going on. Not saying that the coronavirus is false. It's 100% real, but it's not as big as a lot of people say it is, in my opinion, right? And that's just like with my family, people are just stressed out about it. I'm just like, you want to know what? This is the best time for me to actually focus on what I want to do and focus on like my self-care, work out, read books. And so just go and be a light. That's all I can say, John. Like, just go and just be yourself and just be a light. Like, that's all I can say. Go light it up. Go freaking light it up.
I love that. Thanks for sharing, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. And I agree. I don't think we can speak that message louder right now. I think people need to switch their paradigm. They need to turn their paradigm into a different direction and stop focusing on being a consumer and start being a contributor. Because right now, the more helping hands we gather together in this fight against everything that we're fighting, the more that we will turn to beacons of light in this world and help people overcome the challenges they're facing. When I knocked on my neighbor's door and told them I was happy that they got fired, they almost looked offended until I explained to them, no, this is great. You have an opportunity to do whatever you want. And that's the world we live in. That is so cool. And I appreciate your message. And it's so important that we share that light and spread that as often as we can, because everyone has it within them, right? It's in their soul. It's in their heart. It's in their ability to connect and communicate with other people. Willie, you've been a part of the Amplified Minds journey for a while. And I'm talking about this because no one else is trying to come on the screen yet. So, and we've got about 10 minutes left. And Amplified Minds just launched the Champion Circle, which is a membership organization that allows you to, oh man, Kyle Taylor's on. Hey, Kyle, if you click the link, there's a link in the chat section. I'll bring you up on the screen, my brother. So anywho, we just launched the Champion Circle, which is an organization for people to connect with people and build strategic relationships that help them win at life and in business and so forth. So it's so exciting. And you've been part of this journey with us and kind of helping us and planning and creating and connecting and building relationships. But I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about relationship development and building and how important that is, right? And how exciting it is to create relationships that actually elevate your life and your lifestyle. I'm curious because you and I know your story very, very well, and I won't tell your story for you, but I wanted to share with you that just in brief, maybe a minute or less, tell me about how your influence with people by spreading your wings and learning more and getting to know more people has elevated your status, has elevated your life, and has helped you win more just by networking and creating strategic relationships that actually help you win. Tell me a little bit more about that. I know it's kind of a plug, and I'm kind of asking you to plug for Amplified right now, but just tell me why relationships and development and creating partnerships and agreements with people, but just developing deeper relationships with people has influenced your life, especially as of recently.
Yeah, so Amplified Minds is obviously great with this because I'm going to plug them in because of how awesome they are. Like, my life's been from someone who's dyslexic who finally in 2018 decided to just make a goal to read 12 books and ended actually reading 50 books in 2018. Someone who was scared at public speaking but now wants to be a public speaker. And as I was going around this, we have a mutual friend, Devin, and we just met at a Starbucks, me, Devin, and John. And after like an hour and a half, like, John's like, hey, you should come hang out with us at Amplified Minds and come to Prosperity Gym, which is one of the branches off of it, or I guess something totally separate. So I went, and like, there are just all these growth-minded people. And then I went to the Profit Mastermind, and there's just so many more people that are just high-level connection. They just want to learn, they want to grow, they're willing to be your friends, and like, everyone help out each other. And just by doing that, just by showing up and coming to the events, and I'm so pumped for Champion Circle because it's literally that, but like uber amplified, right? Just a place to where, like, we all hear your 5 closest friends are like what resemble you. Like, if your 5 closest friends are people in that champion circle, there is no way you can't be successful at all. 110%, no doubt. So because I just showed up, like, that's how I just become the person I am, the person, like, the status that I'm working towards, and just that kind of stuff. So if you haven't heard about the Champion Circle, talk with Jon. I'm sure he'll talk about it a little bit. I don't know. But it's like, get involved with Amplified Minds, get involved with Jon, get involved with the people there, because it's literally a community of people that you need in your life. Like, it's a need that you have to have in this suffocating, tumultuous world that we have. So, yeah.
I appreciate that, Willie, and thank you. I did not pay you for that advice or that thought, but I just know a little bit about your story, and I appreciate you doing that and sharing that. And as people get to know what we're doing and what we're building, I think it's super exciting and super awesome. Willie, you had the opportunity of meeting my good friend Kyle Taylor this recently, as he gave a training on our show, and I bring Kyle on the show here, and I want him to kind of say hello, and I appreciate him, but I'm going to minimize Willie, your screen. Appreciate you joining me and being on this and sharing that awesome thought. And absolutely shout out dividends to you and your success and what you're doing. And I want to thank you for being on that. And I'm going to actually move this back to Kyle Taylor. What is up, my friend?
Hi. What's going on, brother? Dude,
Hey,
Willie,
man.
that kid is a beast.
Isn't he amazing?
Like, that kid is so dialed in with where, like, his mind is at and what he wants, and he's got this like overwhelming clarity and focus, and I love that.
I love you, brother. You're awesome.
Are we doing this?
We're doing
Is this like how
Heck
we
yeah.
do hugs on online hugs?
It's like online hugs.
I'll
I
take a
love it,
photo of that and send it to everybody. Oh yeah, he's awesome, and his testimonial means the world to me, but more so because I know where he's coming from, and he's so dialed in, he's so incredible, and he's turning his life around. Not that it was in a bad place before, but he's just seen the future and what's been possible, and he's been like super dialed in and super focused on that. And he's finishing up school. He's having a baby in like a week and a half.
Whoa!
Really crazy things going on in this guy's life. It's amazing,
Dude, like, I love what you said a little bit about where your life was to where you're going. Like, we're only as successful as the way we operate our life right now. And if we cannot understand the game of growth inside of ourselves, our business, our income, our friends, our circles will not excel into the highest level unless we're focused on ourselves. So I don't care if you come from like the roughest place in your life. Like, for me, like, before I was 20, like, I moved out when I was 15. I was the kid everyone's like, he's going to be in prison or he's going to be like dead on the street. Like, I was that kid in my family. That's what I was known to be. And so I like identified as, I'm just going to be this troubled musician guy. And that's what my life's supposed to be. And the moment that I realized that my successes are where I'm at is just because I put myself there without focusing on internal growth. And the moment I focus on myself, leading myself, building myself, everything changed around me. So this journey you're on, Will, like, I honor it because, like, even for me now, where I'm at in my life is my ability to operate with the now. And if I want to have something bigger and brighter and more fulfilling, then I constantly am focused not on the finish line, but on the daily habit of internal growth in myself. How I lead, how I operate, how I learn, how I build, how I connect with the right people in my life. Like, all of those things are the focus as opposed to like trying to hit a finish line. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So I love that you're on that journey and that you get it at your age, that you get it. Took me 30 years to like even get like a glimpse of like what my life could be at. But it came with like that question, who do I need to become to get what I want? What does that guy look like? He's not that today. He's got to be that tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day, right? So I love it, man.
And I'll add to that because, you know, I met Kyle just less than a year ago, and ever since we've kind of gotten to know each other and have been more acquainted, and we've gone through this really fun cycle of loving and hating and loving more and deeper love. I just turned 30 last year, and I've always aspired to better things. I've always wanted bigger and better things, but I never knew how to do them. And Kyle Kyle explicitly showed us the direction, and he gave us a direction, and he was giving us the education and the pieces and the things that made me realize, oh my gosh, I've been on track. I just haven't been thinking this in the right direction. And Willie, you've caught that on so quickly as a youngster. I'm super pumped and super proud of you and excited for you. It's just a fun journey to watch and to be a part of that. I kind of wish, this is sad for me to say, but I kind of wish I was back in your shoes at that age, just saying, man, I wish I could understand what you're understanding now. What a cool opportunity. Though I'm grateful for the journey I've been on and the patience I've had, it's still amazing to see you on this journey, my brother.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I got Kyle here, and I wanted to just say hello and appreciate you coming on. I've been playing around with this live stream service just to kind of see, but cool. I wanted to, aside from the content creation, also influx just some opportunities to Q&A and work with some people, chat with them about just what's going on in the world. I told the story earlier about knocking on my neighbor's door because I just found out that they lost their jobs. All of the resorts have shut down, and so I told them, I said, this is exciting. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm really excited for you because you lost your job, and this is a time for you to build and grow and create something.
Like, you jerk.
Well, they were surprised. They were like, I don't know whether to be offended or if they're just being weird. And I said, no. Like, this is cool. Like, you get to do whatever the heck you want. And yeah, there's a little bit of concern. There's a little bit of a need to having to pay bills and so forth. But
sure.
I told them that I was there for them and I would support them. But I was excited to brainstorm with them about solutions in their life. And I just was super excited about that idea because a lot of people are running in fear right now. And I don't want that to be the message. I want people to know that this is the time to double down. And you and I were chatting last night in your training, your online training, which, by the way, if you're listening to this, you guys need to attend one of these online trainings with Kyle Taylor. But as we were talking about it last night, I was like, yeah, now is the time to pick your systems that actually work, to marry them with the math problems that create outcomes, and then double down and do it. And I think that that's just a really, really awesome opportunity. And I wanted to kind of give you a stage to share about that for a second here.
Well, I want to touch base for your friend, the game of fear. Like, I've lost a lot of jobs in my life. I'm a guy with a big mouth. Anybody who knows me knows I have a big mouth. And I say what I'm feeling without thinking about what's actually coming out sometimes. And it's caused in my 20s, some lost jobs. And here's the funny thing is that fear is not all bad. And fear is a place of production if you leverage it correctly. When you get into this place of you lose your job, you have bills piling up, you don't know how to take care of your family, it's forcing you to make a decision. Will I stop and die, or will I find a way? So you start to ask yourself questions inside of that fear. What can I do right now? What is my immediate 5-meter target, 10-meter target, and 25-meter target? And the problem is once you go into that place of fear and you produce into a place of comfortability, you stop and backtrack back to comfortability. Well, now I got a job. I found a job. I put all this energy to get a job. Imagine the possibilities that inside of that place of fear, you become the owner of that game for yourself. So inside of that place of production and fear, I have to choose. I have to make a choice to fix this now. Instead of trying to focus on leveraging companies, you start to focus on your skill set, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and what you can do right now to build the business for yourself and create clients. That's a scary game. But when you're in that place of pure production from fear, you'll actually launch something quicker, faster, and more effective than you would if everything was comfortable and perfect. So honor the fear, but make a choice today that I am going to be the one who fixes this. And no longer is my life going to be controlled by other owners of businesses, other companies, other marketplaces. Now I get this beautiful gift that I get to decide my future, and I'm going to control that future by building my own business, building my own income, building my own communities around me to help me build that.
I freaking love that, because a lot of people are now thinking, well, yeah, that's amazing, but doesn't that kind of thing take time? And the truth and reality is, and you talked about it briefly last night in your training, which was, look, if you're going to do this, you should be making money within days, within less than a couple weeks. You should be doing and having prosperous outcomes, because it's that creating solutions with a fiery energy of creation and accomplishment that will create results. And
why do people not do it?
Exactly.
Like, it comes down to this, like from my experience and all the people that I've worked with and all the business consulting I've done, is they're too scared to sell. They're so focused on the perfect system, the perfect value that they're going to give, the perfect logo, the perfect website. Look, I didn't have a website for over a year when I launched my Gauntlet program for men. I didn't care. I cared about getting clients, but I was so empowered that I knew it worked. I knew what I was selling was real. And so nothing could stop me from selling the program. But everyone gets so highly focused on they have to have this perfect package. And what they need to do is they have to get clients. So stop focusing on the exact perfect system, because that's just going to suffocate you in ideas upon ideas upon ideas on what everyone else is doing, as opposed to just, I'm selling. Today I'm getting on a call with 7 people and I'm selling them on what I do. And if I don't have it perfectly figured out, guess what? That's okay, because I know what I can accomplish, because I'm in personal power and I'm going to move. Sell it. Don't try to make the perfect systems. Those are built as you go forward. How Kyle operates in business in my 20s and how I operate in business now is so different. But it came from growing with clients, shifting and redirecting with marketplaces, with the people around me, with understanding how to be better at leveraging technology as I grew. But it comes first with, I got to have clients. So stop being scared to sell and go out there and get clients. Think of 10 people right now that you could connect with, that you know you could change their life with what you do.
I absolutely love that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that and sharing that. I'm glad you're here with us this morning, and that's amazing. Everyone needs to just go out there and sell. Everyone needs to go out there and just provide what you can provide to people. And people are sitting there waiting. They need what you have. And it's a lot of us just they build this internal fear, this dialogue of, oh no, I don't want to bother them at this time. Maybe they're struggling or someone's sick in their family. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the willpower that you have to create what you're creating and what you're best at, and the need and the void and the space in other people's lives that you can fill.
I love that. I love that. And it comes down to like beliefs. Do you truly believe that you're a business owner and a producer? Like deep down inside of your gut, do you know no matter what happens, you'll find a way to be a producer? And if not, there's some stuff in here you got to be checking out. There's a gut check you need to have. And it's finding that deep desire, trust in yourself to produce. Like, the scariest thing is when you've created something in business and all of a sudden the market doesn't find value in it. But you like, this is the most valuable thing, and you're just trying to shove it down people's throat. Like, this is the most amazing program. In that moment inside of business when the market decides, okay, you haven't shifted and redirected your business with the times to grow within the times, to be the standard, to be the first runner up, you're just focused on what you're doing now. And all of a sudden you start losing money. You're not getting clients. Your lead generation sucks. And that gut check of like, am I a producer, or did I just hit a little easy streak for a moment? Right. And that gut check's going to happen several times in business. And the idea is, if you can start right now and you can just gut check yourself, and there's some tools and processes I can give you to help you with this, I'm happy to share it, but really dial in on personal power and really understand who you are and trust yourself fully in the game of production. It doesn't matter what happens, because you will find a way to produce. You will come with ideas. You will ask yourself the hard questions that most people aren't willing to ask themselves, and you will always win. But it comes with that 100% trust. I can produce no matter what happens. And that's, I think, the hardest thing for people to get to, that place where they trust that they can do this, that they can make things happen.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, this is not a. I know that the government and a lot of people have advised us to stay at home, to wait it out, to be in quarantine, to separate ourselves from people. Let me tell you guys, to just piggyback off of everything that Kyle just said and to complement what he said, is this is not a time to sit and wait for things to get over, because things are going to be different. Things are going to be completely different when all this is over. And if we don't adjust, if we don't fix our and shift our paradigm, change in the directions we need to, and actually build and move forward with what we have now, we're not going to be in a place when things are over to be in the market. We need to play now and play big, because if you don't play now and play big, then you're going to get left behind. And when we get back to reality, or when life gets back to normal, it's not going to be normal. We're going to live in a completely different world after all this. And that's not to scare people. That's just to say, get your stuff together and go sprint, run in the direction you need to be at, and surround yourself with the people who are going to help you get there. And I absolutely love and value what Kyle just said. And he is a person that you definitely want to align yourself with and share. And if you need that help, if you need the clarity, and I shared with the listeners today that you're somebody that's helped me a little bit and has helped me understand where I needed to be with my business. And I'm super incredibly grateful for that. You guys, these surround yourself with the people who are going to give you the answers, who are going to help you and put you in the direction and align you with what you need to, because I'm telling you, the world's going to be different, and you need to be different with it.
I love that. You are 100% right. I guarantee you the shift in business is going to be momentous in the next 3 months. And inside of that, the way technology operates within business, for lead generation to cash on demand to fulfillment and sales, is going to be completely different. But the thing is society is going to try to revert back to it because they want to be comfortable. Be a producer, be the standard, and don't allow a circumstance like this to ever hold you back again. Go win. It's it. You just win. And that comes with you creating this new standard, learning all these things that you've done through this hard time, and actually launching from that in a big way with technology, like even going deeper outside of business, like hospitals. My brother's a doctor, and he says like hospitals are literally changing the way that they operate on a global scale because of this. It's taught them so much in the way that they operate as a hospital that's going to completely change, right? The way that food's being done is going to change. Toilet paper. I guarantee you people are going to stock up on toilet paper for the rest of their freaking life now, right? Like everything is changing, and it's more than just business. So having the insight to see the big picture in it, and then start leveraging some skill sets inside of yourself to create that standard as it changes, because you don't want to go back to the old ways. I promise you, it will never serve you. It will never serve you, and you will always be hustling, trying to make money. And so I couldn't agree with you more, John. Like, big changes.
I love it. Well, thank you very much, man. And I've got a few more minutes. I wanted to make this hour kind of sum up. I'm going to bring a couple fun faces onto the screen here. And this is the party. This is the people who've been watching who wanted to come on. I got the Cobb family on screen. What's up, Cobb family? Ty and Lauren and Ty and Lauren Jr.
I love it.
And Willie's back on. But hey, I just wanted to thank you all for joining me today. This is something that I've enjoyed. It's also something that I think that a lot of people want to hear and want to be a part of, but I just appreciate you all, and thank you for spreading the good words and helping people understand that this is a time to build and grow and move forward. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And super exciting to see everybody. It's kind of cool how we all can still connect, even though we're all kind of bundled up in our own little spaces. And it's fantastic. And what valuable advice we can share with the world, even from such a small little cubicle or a living room. Or, hey, by the way, Kyle, when you move like 1 inch to the right, oh yeah, look, he's got more inches. So cool.
This is my kitchen skull. His name's Frank.
So sweet. Oh my gosh. Did you find that, or did you get that?
No. Do you think my wife would let me bring in a dead animal I had that I found?
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's a company that carves and makes skulls. So we bought it from a place.
Oh man, that is so sweet. We have a bison hanging up in our, we actually found the skull. We have a bison hanging up in our garage, but I love that. And Ty and Lauren, how's the Cobb family doing?
Good. We've all been sick.
No.
Tail end of it.
No.
Well,
Sick. That's not good.
girls have all been sick. We've
Yeah.
been fine.
They all had the flu for the last like 10 days.
Okay.
Hey, flu is better than the other.
Right. Oh, so this is what we're adjusting to, is all being together all the time.
Cool.
Oh, poor kiddo.
Hey, some people were praying for that. A lot of people before all this was happening, they were begging God and begging their whatever their form of deity was, that they could have more time with family. And then they got it, and now everyone's like, "What the heck do we do?"
Well, we normally homeschool, but we have a lot of extracurricular that we do. We're never home all day. So it's an adjustment.
Oh yeah,
So
I bet. I got one, and it's an adjustment. I can't imagine having 6 children and more than one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully our 8-year-old will take care of Minecraft. Consumes her all day.
Cool. There you go.
That-
That's an easy adjustment. Well, this is awesome because we got 2 sets of parents here and a 1 parent on the way. Willie Blake here is a week and a half out from having his child, and that's exciting. So Willie, take notes, man. These guys are adjusting.
Yeah.
There's no notes you're gonna take, brother. You're just gonna have to go with the flow. Like,
I know. I've never been a father before. I don't know how to prepare. I don't even think I can prepare as much as I need to.
This is how it works. The baby comes out, and you're like, your wife's like, I've known the baby. For me, this is how it was. I know the baby was real the whole time. For me, it's like as soon as I held it, I was like, oh, this is real. And then like at the time, that's my ex-wife. She's like, really? Now it's real? I'm like, yeah, because I'm touching it. Now I got to do something. You're never going to know what to do, man. You're just going to follow your heart, follow your inner voice with your spiritual, whatever you believe in. For me, it's God. And just like do the best you can in every situation. Because what I learned after reading thousands of parenting books that did not help me, you're just going to have to do you, brother. Like, honestly, it's okay not knowing exactly what to do because you'll figure it out as it's going.
Yeah.
Good. Brought me comfort. Brought me comfort when you said that.
Diapers and wipes, though. Stock up on that.
Yeah.
If you can.
It'd be okay getting peed
All
on.
right, you can.
Wise words. Well, hey, everybody, thank you so much. It's super cool to just kind of have everyone together. And even though I'm looking at a screen and a small little digital camera, I'm grateful to have friends in great places in the world. So grateful to have you guys. I'm glad you're all doing well. Stay free or as best you can, and appreciate you. I'm going to kind of take off to end the show here, but appreciate all you coming on and being a part of this, and love you all, and signing off. But I just wanted to finish a little bit here with one comment and all. And I wanted to just kind of thank everybody in my world for being so awesome. And honestly, it takes a minute to surround yourself with these great people. But when you take that time, when you take the focus to surround yourself with that great of people, these are the kinds of people who you love and trust. And then they end up leading your life to a more better and a prosperous place. That's what happens when you connect with people. So Willie brought up the Champion Circle. We'll be talking more about that as time comes, and we'll be sending you out more information. A great place to get involved in our community is to join our Facebook group. It's called Return on Relationships and Connections. I'll actually put that in the comments section here. Return. There it is. It's like Google was listening to me because it popped right up. But if you go to the comment section, you'll see an invitation to our group, which is called the Return on Relationships and Connections Facebook group. This is where we're building our community and helping people connect and talk about the relationships that they have. Talk about the value that comes from building strategic relationships that help you win at life. The kinds of people who rally behind you, who are relentless about your success, who hope for the best in you, and want to give you everything. And that's the kind of people you need to surround yourself with. I'm grateful to have those people in my life and to continuously open up opportunities and capacities to fill that. That's a a really cool lesson that I learned from a good friend of mine named Cade James, who, you know, who shares about the principle of opening up the capacity in your life. Because when you think about the ball and chain that that keeps us we'll get centered or connected to the ground, those are the kinds of relationships that we end up being toxic with or just never outgrowing, right? But when you open up your life and your capacity to love more and to appreciate more people, you actually find yourself winning in business. You find yourself winning in profits. You find yourself winning and scaling beyond the ceilings that you've been underneath for years and years and years and decades and so forth. And you also find yourself living in a world where the people around you are the greatest assets you have, the resources you can create. Kyle Taylor has an incredible story about his journey and how surrounding himself with the men he needed in his life, but he had no idea what he's doing when he was starting. And then when he started and got it, he surrounded himself with incredible people that now run everything that he does. And it's so cool, so amazing to watch. Willie Blake had an incredible story that as soon as he and I got to chatting and I started introducing him to our network, some things changed dramatically in his life. Tyler and Lauren Cobb, their family's incredible. They're on the entrepreneur journey right now, building their graphic design business and editing business. And as we've been able to connect them with people in our world, there's been some transformational things. So I want to gratefully thank you all for, look at this. Oh, look at that. That's the name of it. All right. But they said, thanks, John. Thanks for everyone for sharing. So appreciate you all and appreciate you for being here. We're in a little over an hour, but for those of you tuning in, just know that we're going to be going live at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today with Jeff Griffin. Jeff Griffin and I have been chatting, and he's one of my helpful partners and educators in the Champion Circle, giving you some ideas and some tools and resources. And let me actually just tell you exactly what he's going to be talking about. He's going to tell you how to get up today. Okay, I know we talked about that a little bit into this morning's broadcast, but we talked about getting up today. And then he's also going to share with you some tools that people can use to prepare for the next setback. And you know what? The next setback is going to be progressive. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about progressing. We talked about everything you need to do to progress in these times. Because if you're going to sit it out and wait it out and then go back to normal, you're going to get left behind. So I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Tune in at 1:30 if you want to hear from Jeff Griffin, and everything is going to be awesome. Appreciate you. Love you all. Let's chat soon.